class, or cash, the double standards that divide the rich and poor. In a world where financial status often dictates our access to certain privileges, an invisible but ever-present line divides how the same behaviors are perceived based on economic status. The truth is, what is deemed classy and elegant for the rich can be considered tacky and unsuitable for the poor. It's a painful yet prevalent double standard that continuously reinforces outdated notions about worth, success, and social value. This societal rift doesn't just fuel inequality, it creates divisions in how we see one another. It shapes the narrative of who deserves to live a certain lifestyle and who doesn't. Let's explore the nuances behind this discrepancy by delving into 6 common scenarios where the rich and poor are treated vastly differently for doing the exact same thing. 1. Luxury brand shopping. Fashion is a statement of status. The allure of luxury brands like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and Chanel is undeniable. For the wealthy, these brands are more than just clothing or accessories. They're markers of identity, a reflection of success, and an easy way to announce to the world that they've made it. Wearing a high-end designer piece is often celebrated as a wise investment, a symbol of taste, and a sign of financial freedom. But when someone from a lower income background buys the same items, the narrative flips entirely. Suddenly, the person is seen as living above their means, or trying to appear richer than they are. The same purchase, perhaps carefully planned and budgeted for, becomes a mark of desperation or social insecurity. Why is it that the wealthy can indulge in luxury, while the poor are ridiculed for striving toward the same items? This judgment doesn't reflect the true value of the items or the purchase itself, but rather a social bias that associates worthiness with wealth. To dig deeper, we need to ask, why should luxury consumption be confined to the wealthy? Isn't the desire to look good, feel good, and carry symbols of personal achievement universal? The financial realities may differ, but the desire to express oneself through fashion is a shared trait. It's time we recognize that clothing, especially high-end pieces, can symbolize self-expression, confidence, and accomplishment, regardless of income. 2. Dining at expensive restaurants. An experience of opulence vs. recklessness. Fine dining is another arena where the rich get a free pass. Spending hundreds or even thousands on a single meal at a Michelin star restaurant is something many wealthy individuals do frequently, without second thoughts. For them, it's not just about food, it's about experiencing artful cuisine, socializing with peers, and reaffirming their position in a specific social class. The idea that you eat with your eyes is taken literally, as meals transcend sustenance and become a showcase of taste and refinement. For those who are less well off, however, dining out at similar high-end establishments may come with judgment. They are often scrutinized for spending money on what some would deem frivolous pursuits. There's an unfair stigma attached to the idea of splurging for a special meal, even if the decision was made with careful budgeting or as part of a once-in-a-lifetime celebration. In these cases, people from lower income backgrounds are sometimes accused of being irresponsible or wasteful, simply because they choose to enjoy a rare indulgence. But what if the act of dining at an upscale restaurant wasn't about showing off, but about savoring life, stepping out of the grind, and creating meaningful experiences? The fact is, enjoying fine dining doesn't depend on the size of your bank account. It's about the value you place on experience, culture, and moments that create memories. 3. Traveling in luxury. First-class living or the excess of privilege. Traveling is often seen as one of the ultimate indulgences, but how we travel speaks volumes about our class and status. For the affluent, flying first class, staying in 5-star resorts, or chartering private jets is a norm rather than a rarity. Their travel experiences are often shared as a testament to their success, providing glimpses into lives that most could only dream of. When someone has the financial freedom to travel without worry, it's framed as an exciting opportunity to explore the world and expand one's horizons. However, when someone from a lower income background manages to afford such luxuries, they're often met with ridicule or the assumption that they're overdoing it. There's an underlying judgment that those without substantial wealth shouldn't seek the same kinds of experiences as those who are more financially comfortable. People often question their ability to afford such travel or criticize them for being out of touch with reality. This stark contrast in perceptions is a reflection of how class defines what is appropriate or deserved. But why should travel be exclusive to the wealthy? The desire to explore the world, learn from different cultures, and enrich one's life with experiences should be available to everyone, regardless of financial status. What's truly valuable is the ability to appreciate the journey, and that can happen at any income level. 4. Personal grooming and appearance. Beauty should be universal. personal grooming, from skincare routines to the clothes we wear, plays a significant role in how we present ourselves to the world. For the rich, spending money on personal stylists, designer beauty products, or a fitness regimen is often seen as a sign of wealth and power. It's part of their brand, something that enhances their social stature and builds their image as polished, sophisticated individuals. For the less affluent, however, spending money on grooming or beauty is often scrutinized. The same skincare routine, gym membership, or beauty product purchase can be seen as wasteful or superficial. These individuals are sometimes told that they have more important financial priorities, or they're deemed vain for spending money on their appearance. This disparity often ignores a fundamental truth. Everyone deserves to feel good about their appearance, regardless of income. The ability to invest in one's self-image shouldn't be reserved for the wealthy, and grooming isn't just about vanity. It's about self-care, confidence, and feeling empowered. Whether you're rich or poor, taking care of yourself can have profound effects on your mental and emotional well-being. 5. Owning real estate, the path to financial freedom or an unattainable dream. For the wealthy, owning multiple properties is an accepted reality. A large home in a desirable neighborhood is more than just a place to live. It's an asset that grows in value, provides opportunities for investment, and serves as a physical manifestation of wealth and success. They are often celebrated for their ability to navigate the real estate market with ease, using it as a means to build wealth and generational security. But for the poor, purchasing property can be seen as both a financial burden and a financial risk. People from lower income backgrounds who aspire to own homes are often told they're overextending themselves or biting off more than they can chew. The assumption that only the rich should own property is not just a flawed mentality, but a harmful one that prevents people from achieving financial stability and upward mobility. In reality, homeownership should not be the exclusive domain of the wealthy. For many, buying a home is a symbol of achieving the American dream or their version of it, a hard-earned reward for years of hard work and sacrifice. Property ownership can be a vital path to financial security, and it shouldn't be limited by one's financial background. 6. Cultural appreciation, art and intellectualism as the domain of the elite. Attending the opera, going to art galleries, or indulging in intellectual discourse are often seen as pursuits for the privileged. For the rich, partaking in cultural activities is an expected part of life, a way to demonstrate intellectual sophistication and align themselves with high society. These pursuits are often associated with prestige, with the wealthy reinforcing their social capital through their engagement in high culture. However, for the poor, the same cultural pursuits can sometimes be viewed as pretentious or as something only the rich can afford to enjoy. When individuals from lower economic backgrounds attend similar events, they're sometimes labeled as trying to be someone they're not, or pretending to be cultured. This stigma completely ignores the inherent value in cultural engagement and the fact that art, theater, and intellectualism should be available to all, regardless of social standing. Cultural appreciation isn't about proving your worth. It's about expanding your horizons, challenging your perspectives, and engaging with the world in a more meaningful way. The divide between the rich and the poor in the realm of cultural pursuits reveals how limited our understanding of culture has become, reducing it to a tool for social control rather than a shared human experience. Challenging the double standard, why we need a shift in mindset. The class divide is not just about money, it's about how society views the worth of an individual based on their financial standing. As we've seen, the wealthy often get a free pass when it comes to behaviors that are deemed acceptable or classy, while the same behaviors are scrutinized when displayed by those who are less fortunate. This double standard is harmful. It reinforces inequality. In-courses perpetuates stereotypes and ultimately limits opportunities for those who are striving to live better lives. It's essential that we recognize the biases at play and start questioning the rules that govern how we view success, luxury, and value. Rather than dividing people based on their financial status, we should be celebrating what makes each individual unique, regardless of their economic situation. By embracing the idea that everyone deserves the opportunity to experience joy, culture, and comfort without judgment, we can start to break down these outdated class divisions and foster a more inclusive society, one where people are valued for who they are, not how much they have.